Hi everyone, Thomas Heimann here, and I wanted to share with you some thoughts as I'm wrapping up this day. It's now Monday. I spent last Friday, Saturday attending a seminar, a guy by the name of JT Fox and a few other speakers there as well. It was a 2-day, very intense, business-focused event, really looking at different ways to grow your business, grow your branding, etc., etc. And I literally took 38 pages of notes. I'm a big note taker. Anytime I go to a seminar or an event, I take notes that I referred back to afterwards and pick out which are the 10, 15 most actionable items. And I just wanted to share some things with you. Some of these you might already know. Others might be giving you some food for thought. The one thing, as we're entering a new year now, this is January 13th, so at the beginning of a new year, most of us want to create more this year than we did last year. Most of us want to take our business to another level. And the honest to God truth is this: what got you where you are right now, what got all of us to where we are right now, the successes of last year are not going to get us to where you want to go. So if, let's say, you did $2 million in business last year as a real estate professional, and you want to do $3-4 million this year, which is totally doable. I mean, there are people doing $20, $30, $40, $50 million a year in business, so there's absolutely no reason in the world why you can't go to 3 or 4 million. When I got into the business here in Sarasota, when property values were lower than they are right now, and I built my team, I remember going on listing presentations in the middle of the year, and I had $20 million of sales booked already at that point. I'm not telling you this to impress you, I'm just telling you to impress upon you that if you're struggling and you're looking to grow your business, it's totally doable. So it's not a question. The issue at hand is that what got you to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million is not going to get you to the next level. It's just not going to happen. The definition of insanity is keeping on doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Unfortunately, that's what 99% of people do. And the truth is, in business, you either grow or you die. So you're not going to stay at the level that you're at. You're either going to increase or you're going to die, meaning you're going to decrease. And so let's take a look at that. And I wanted to give you a couple of ideas, a couple of thoughts. First of all, there are really 2 key things that you need to do, that you can do, that are going to make all the difference in the world. The first one is you have to create a wow factor. You have to increase your value proposition to your consumer. And the way you do that is by creating and increasing a wow factor. So you want to wow your buyers and sellers. You want to be the person that they are dying to do business with, where they're, oh my God, this person is so amazing. I hope they're able to help us. And you want to take the position as a professional to be, I would love to help you. I may have some time to be able to help you. You want to be a scarce resource, and you want to present yourself as so valuable that so many people want to do business with you. You have a finite time at your hands. You'd love to help them. And the way you make that happen, the way you create that value proposition, is really by consciously asking yourself, all right, what is it that I do? So what have you been doing up to this point for your buyers? What have you been doing for your sellers? What does a buyer process look like? When somebody is a buyer and comes to you and works with you, and you go onto tours and you do showings, the entire process from the moment you first meet them until they hopefully write a contract, and then beyond contract to closing, and then post-closing, what does that look like right now? And then how can you improve it? How can you make it better? How can you create a wow factor? And really, it's not that difficult. As long as you continuously improve something, continuously increase on the value that you provide, you will at some point create a wow factor. The same thing on the listing side. What's your marketing plan? What do you do for your sellers when you first talk to them? What's the process look like? What's the emotions that you create? And so those agents that are succeeding at the highest level create a conscious wow factor for their customers. And And it has to be deliberate, and it has to be scripted. It has to be process driven. Many years ago, this is when I had my real estate team, which really made a huge difference for me, is a presentation that I saw by the co-founder of Ritz-Carlton, and it was in Sarasota, a seminar that they gave, and he was talking about the Ritz-Carlton experience, this absolutely amazing customer experience that they're creating for their customers. And he said, people come into our hotel and they think, oh my God, this person is so amazing. They remember my name. They remember this. They remember that. If I, ask about something, they walk me there as opposed to giving me directions. When I come back or stay at a different hotel, they, know what my preferences were from last time. And all of that, he said, is scripted. It's a process. Every bit as much as the burger at McDonald's is done the same way every time, all the time, and it is predictable. The same thing holds true at the very highest level. So when you go to a luxury brand, it's not because that person is so amazing, it is because the process is so amazing. So you want to create something similar for your real estate business, and especially if you're running a team. When you have a team, and let's say you have 3, 4, 5 buyer agents, it should make absolutely no difference which buyer agent is servicing your customers. The experience should be the same from the moment they first make contact until past closing, regardless of who is doing the service delivery. So creating a wow factor is the first thing you want to do. And so ask yourself, what have you been doing up until this point? Because what you've been doing to this point is not going to get you to where you want to go. The second thing is really the magic formula on how to exponentially grow your business. So it's not changing just one thing, but it's changing multiple things that are going to stack upon each other. And here are the 4 things that you want to focus on. Number 1, dramatically increase the number of leads and prospects that you generate. So what have you been doing last year, and what can you do to increase that by, even just 10 or 15 or 20%? The second thing is dramatically increasing your conversion rates. So, the leads that are coming in, the prospects that are coming in, how can you increase that conversion rate from prospects to customer? And obviously, it's critical that you track your numbers. Otherwise, you don't know where you are. And if you don't know where you are, you really can't start to improve. Management equals measurement. The third thing you can do is increase your price, charge more. So if you're right now taking all of your listings at 6%, take it at 6.5% or 7%. Or if you're taking your listing at 6% and paying a 3% co-broke, why not pay a 2.75% co-broke and keep 3.25% for yourself? There are many different ways that you can increase the price that you're charging. How about taking your listings at X% plus $4.95? 7% plus $4.95. So you want to look at, how can I charge more? If you do 20 transactions a year and you can make an extra $600 per transaction, which is super easy to do, just contact me in the comments. I'll let you know how to do that in a heartbeat. But if you did that, if you just increased your revenue by $600 per transactions, and all you're doing is 20 transactions a year, okay, 20 deals a year, you would make an extra $12,000 net without having to do any more transactions. Same number of transactions, $12,000 more net in your pocket. So increase your prices and charge more. And then last but not least, number 4, and this is the one that is totally overlooked by 95% of all agents in our industry, is increasing referrals and generating repeat business. So what has your process been up until this point with respect to asking for referrals every step of the way, from the moment that you make contact and start working with someone? If they're happy, they love you, ask for referrals. Who else do you know that might be thinking about making a move? All the way through post-closing. Once the transaction is closed, what's your process to keep those customers engaged, where you go back, provide value, add value, and ask for referrals, because you're in a referral-driven business. Some of the best agents, top agents in this industry, are doing zero advertising. They're just getting referrals and repeat business. if you go back to your transactions over the last 2-3 years, where most likely you have not done a fantastic job of staying in touch and following up with them, set some time aside and re-engage those people. Reach out to them, give them a call, follow up the phone call with a handwritten note, and then just start that process. If you haven't talked to someone in 3 years, then obviously you're not going to overnight re-engage them and say, hey, can you send me some referrals? But you can start that process to start rebuilding the relationship. And then most importantly, what's your process moving forward? What happens when you close a transaction? What happens on the day of closing? What happens the next day? What happens 3 days later? What happens a week later? What happens a month later? What happens 3 months later, 6 months later, 12 months later? It has to be a scripted process. So if you do those things, create a wow factor and increase the number of leads and prospects, improve your conversion rate, increase your price, increase your referral and repeat business, you can truly create exponential growth in your business. And you want to look at it from a perspective of, okay, what have I done so far and how can I improve what I've been doing? Because if you continue to do the same thing that you've always done, you're going to continue to get the same result, and that's obviously not what you want. And my screensaver just came on, so I'm going to have to log back on so I can stop the video. Hope you got some value out of this. This actually went on a bit longer than I wanted to, but to me, at virtually every of these trainings events that I go to, last year I went to Tony Robbins Business Mastery. I have several other events scheduled this year. The point that always gets driven home that I consciously focus on all the time is, okay, what is working, what isn't working, what have I been doing, and how can I get to the next level? And the answer is always this: what got you to where you are right now will not get you to the next level, period, end of story. If you don't believe me, well, good luck, but it's just the truth. So you need to look for new voices, you need to look for new strategies, you need to ask new questions, you need to look for new mentors, you need to look to do new things in 2020 to make 2020 truly the masterpiece that it could be. Right now we still have a fantastic economy. It's not going to last forever, but I'm telling you, 2020 is going to be an absolutely phenomenal year. So go out there, kick some butt, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Until next time.